Welcome back to Terrier Nation. I'm your host, Ryder Moss.
And I'm Haley Alvarez-Lauto. On this episode of Terrier Nation, Ethan Pott and Jose Rodriguez let us know all about softball.
Then, we'll hear from Jack Hughes and Austin Kittrell as they update us on the track and field team. Finally, Hannah Connors will cover the latest news on women's lacrosse.
All this and more tonight on Terrier Nation.
Thanks, Haley and Ryder. The BU softball team is in the midst of another successful season as they've continued to be the dominant force in the Patriot League. They've won an astounding 24 consecutive games in conference play, and they're showing no signs of slowing down. The Terriers are steamrolling through their opponents as they're currently on a 10-game winning streak. We've come to expect this from Terrier softball at this point, but Jose, what exactly is going on the field?
Taking a look at their offense, it's no surprise that the Terriers have been so dominant. They're led by the trio of outfielder Kylie Doherty and infielder Brooke Depies and Libby Walsh. Depies is tearing it up, batting .434 with 5 home runs and 27 RBI in 32 games. Good for a 1.304 OPS, which leads the team. Doherty, a Massachusetts native, has already crushed 8 home runs this season, passing last year's total of 7. Finally, Walsh, a transfer from Arizona State, is making an immediate impact, batting .344 with 32 hits on the season, 9 of which have gone for extra bases. I'm excited to see what these three can do in the month of April.
Great points, Jose. But BU's dominance isn't just thanks to their offense. We also have to credit their ace pitcher, Casey Ricard. Ricard has been by far the best option on the mound for the Terriers. She's currently sitting at 136 1/3 innings pitched on the season. That's most of the innings BU has played in total. Her numbers speak for themselves. She has a 2.0 ERA, 1.03 whip, and 137 strikeouts to only 29 walks. Ricard recently showcased her unmatched drive to win 2 weekends ago during a series at Bucknell. The contest on the 22nd went 15 innings and lasted over 4 hours. Though she gave up 7 runs, Ricard pitched all 15 innings, threw hundreds of pitches, and delivered the results the team needed to win. And if that wasn't enough, she was back on the mound the next day, and she won again. Just an unreal display of endurance. Jose, let's go over these impressive results that the Terriers have been seeing in conference play so far.
Of course, Ethan, the Terriers have been nearly unstoppable in that Bucknell series. BU swept all 3 games, outscoring the Bisons 26-13. That 15-inning marathon, it was BU's longest game in 20 years. Heading into the bottom of the 14th, the Terriers were up 7-4, but Bucknell managed to even up the score. BU struck back in a big way, however, as they exploded for 7 runs in the top of the 15th to secure the win.
That's right, Jose. And this past weekend, BU continued their hot streak as they marched on through a home series against Colgate. Game 1 was a 6-0 shutout, complete game by, you guessed it, Casey Ricard. Kylie Doherty homered to bring her home run total to a team-leading 8. The Terriers smacked the Raiders around in Game 2, winning 11-0 by the mercy rule. Pitcher Ava Johnson took the win with 5 shutout innings, and Libby Walsh recorded a 3-hit game. The series finale was closer at 7-5, but the Terriers emerged victorious again. Casey Ricard recorded another win, and the Terriers had 3 extra base hits.
We can't discuss the team's massive success this year without mentioning head coach Ashley Waters. This season marks her 10th year leading the program, and she's already the winningest coach in BU history. Her record currently stands at 324 wins, 136 losses, and 1 tie. That's good for a 704 winning percentage. And in conference play, she's even better, with the Terriers have winning 127 out of 145 games. That's the best in conference stretch in school's history. Waters has lifted the Terriers to 6 Patriot League championship and 6 NCAA tournament appearances, and she's been named Coach of the Year 5 times. Hopefully, Waters can add to her already impressive resume with another successful season this year.
I agree, Jose. It's important to note that the Terriers' huge run of success comes from their amazing coaches just as much as it does from their play on the field. Let's hope BU can continue to pummel opponents in and out of Patriot League play going forward and compete for more titles. Anyway, that's all we have for now for our Terrier softball coverage. Now let's hand it over to Jack and Austin to hear the latest from BU's track and field teams.
Thanks, Ethan and Jose. The BU track and field teams are off and running to start the outdoor season. I'm Jack Hughes, here alongside Austin Kittrell to break it all down. And Austin, the Terriers had a lot of questions going into this year under first-year head coach Grant Cartwright, but they answered those questions very well so far.
That's right, Jack. They did their big one. On the women's side, BU captured the Patriot League title for the first time since 2016, ending Navy's winning streak. The Terriers finished with 166 points, outpacing Navy's 148.5. Peace Amundsen was recognized as the field athlete of the meet for a second time after winning both the women's long jump and the women's triple jump, where BU, fun fact, swept the podium. On the track, Vera Schoberg earned track athlete of the meet, winning both the women's mile and the women's 3,000 meters, scoring the highest points at the meet individually. She then continued her mileage to NCAA Nationals, placing 8th in the mile final. On the men's side, Foster Malik placed 3rd in the mile final after also winning the men's mile and the men's 3,000 meters. The men's team mustered a 3rd seed placing at the Patriot League Championships, leading to more exciting things for outdoor.
And as it's early in the outdoor season, now is the time for experimentation. And we saw a bit of that with sophomore Micah Perry, who ran the 400-meter hurdles for the first time in his college career. And according to the Track and Field Results Reporting System database, he is also the first Terrier to run the event at all on the men's side since before COVID. His 56.7 second debut is promising for an early season test, and he's likely to improve on that time under the tutelage of Kamar Mawat, BU's first-year sprint coach and a 2021 Olympic semifinalist in the 400 hurdles. Come time for the Patriot League Championships, Perry's newfound skill could net the Terriers some valuable points, which they need every one of if they want to have any shot at breaking the stranglehold the service academies hold over the rest of the conference.
While those service academies have been giving the Terriers a run for their money, the women are still thriving with key athletes like Schoberg and Amundsen leading the charge, just as they did in the indoor season. The men's team have had their struggles outdoors, however, but they can use this upcoming flagship spring opener meets to find their stride. Some of the Terriers' next meets take place at schools such as Duke, Bucknell, and Wake Forest, so they will be doing a lot of traveling in these next few weeks. They have to use this time to prepare for the Patriot League Outdoor Championships on May 2nd through 3rd in Worcester.
Well, Austin, looking at just the track, the men's and women's teams are pretty similar, led by an All-American long-distance runner and a stable of other high-level performers ranging from the 800 to the 5K, and a weaker but still competent sprint contingent. It's what most TV cameras don't catch as much of, the field events, that allowed the women to break through, and what unfortunately may keep the men from following suit. In the indoor championships, the women's squad got 82 out of their 166 points from the field, including the previously mentioned dominant team performances in the long and triple jump, getting 51 points from those two events alone. The men's side got 18 points from all the field events, less than Navy got in the 200-meter dash alone. That could absolutely change for this outdoor season, though. Senior Owen Falha just broke the school record for the javelin throw with a heave of 66.55 meters at the USF Alumni Invitational, so there's a good amount of potential there.
Well, Jack, I'm hoping the Terriers will continue the dominance over the distance and even some of the promising field events. Let's see who can make it to Eugene this summer. Also, quick shout out to Mr. Wanna Get Faster on TikTok. The man, the myth, the legend, senior sprinter Leon Christian. Now let's send it over to Hannah with the latest on the women's lacrosse team.
Thanks, Jack and Austin. The Boston University women's lacrosse team has had a season of ups and downs, but lately they've been hitting their stride. The Terriers have won 3 of their past 4 games, extending their record to 7-4 overall and 2-2 in the Patriot League. Their winning streak kicked off with a dominant 14-8 victory over the University of New Hampshire Wildcats. The Terriers found themselves down 2-0 in the fourth quarter, but responded with 4 unanswered goals to maintain the lead the rest of the game. The win was fueled by junior midfielder Leah Hodgins, who netted her first hat-trick of the season. The Terriers propelled their momentum from the game to win their next game against the Bucknell Bison. In a close 10-8 game, the Terriers squeezed by with a win after a late push from the Bison. Sophomore goaltender Natalie Ioza made a crucial save with just 77 seconds remaining to keep the Terriers in contention. Ioza has done well this season, boasting a .502 save percentage and has helped the Terriers clinch crucial victories in pivotal moments. Following this matchup, BU took down the Lafayette Leopards in a historic 17-8 win, marking the first time the Terriers have topped the Leopards since 2011. The Terriers had 3 stretches of 3 straight goals and only allowed Lafayette to score back-to-back goals once during the game. The match was yet another great effort from sophomore Terrier Isabella Amonte, who has netted a goal in every game this season after missing the entirety of the previous year. Her astounding 27 goals this season have not only been the only way she has contributed, as defensively she has tallied 9 ground balls, showing her duality as a two-way player. Unfortunately, this positive momentum for the Terriers wouldn't last forever, as they would only manage 15 shots compared to Navy's 28 in a 16-8 loss. While the Terriers made a late push in the second half, outscoring Navy 5-4, it was not enough for them to scrape out a comeback. Now the Terriers will look to bounce back against Lehigh to improve their Patriot League record. That's all for lacrosse. Now let's send it back to Haley and Ryder at the desk.
Thanks, Hannah, and that's all we have time for tonight on Terrier Nation. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and X for the latest Terrier sports updates at Terrier Nation 10. I'm Haley Alvarez-Lauto.
And I'm Ryder Moss. From all of us here at Terrier Nation, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.